Good morning all.
Good morning.
Today in our class we are going to solve a problem to identify SAG at unequal levels. So we have already learned what is SAG. Can anyone tell me what is SAG? Yes.
SAG is nothing but a distance between actual length of the transmission line to current shape of the transmission line. This is when we place two transmission towers. We connect the transmission line in a straight line. After some days, due to some external force or temperature, it becomes as a U shape. So the difference between that height is SAG.
Yes, thank you, Arjun. Okay. So we know that when we place a conductor or a wire between 2 points, after some time it will become a U-shaped structure, which we call it as capillary shape. So that is what we call it as SAG. So when we come to transmission and distribution, we supply power not in the equal space, even though we supply also for the hill stations and areas which is not equal in surface. So since the surface is not equal, we are dividing the SAG into two types of levels, which we call it as equal level and unequal levels. So can you tell me what is equal and unequal levels? Yes.
Having two towers with the height of the same 90 meters, it is called the equal level of height. When we are coming to the unequal levels, if one tower is having a 70 meter and the other tower has a 95 meter, it is called unequal level of height. For equal levels, it is used for urban areas and rural areas, and for unequal levels, it is used in hills areas and mountain areas.
So we go into a problem. When we take a note of the problem, let us consider two towers of height 95 meters and 70 meters respectively. But let us consider it as a river crossing area. So it will be equal or unequal height. So from the height itself, we can know that both the heights are different, so it is unequal because one is 95 and another one is 70. So it is unequal. The horizontal distance between two towers is 400 meters. If the tension of the conductor is 1100 kilograms, weight is 0.8 kilograms per meter. So we have to determine SAG at lower support as well as upper support. So what are the data given? There are two heights with some distance and tension value and the weight value. So with the help of this, we have drawn a diagram like we have two towers, one is A and another one is B. So this is a SAG level S1 which is from the lower support, and this is SAG level S2 from the upper support. Okay. So what is the length of this tower? What is the length of this tower? 70 meters. So length of another tower will be 95 meters. So total distance between two towers is 400 meters. So what is x1 and x2? So this SAG level is not equally SAG. Yes, there is a difference between from the first support, and there is another distance from the second support. So we have mentioned it as x1 and x2, which is unknown. So with these parameters, we have to calculate SAG values. So to calculate SAG, can anyone tell me the formula to calculate SAG S1 and S2?
Have to calculate the SAG under the model is the distance for the SAG 1, that is the reference as 1 for mobile support. This is SAG 1 for lower tower. W represents the weight per unit length of the conductor, and the T represents the tension. And then for the SAG 2 for upper tower, and then we have to find the distance which represents x1 and x2. X1 is the distance between the point A to O. And then for the x2, is the distance between the point O to B. For that, L by 2 minus T gets back.
First we have to determine. So finally we have to determine sag S1 and S2. In sag, the formula is weight, distance divided by 2 into tension. So the parameters which we know is weight and tension. So what is the unknown parameter? X1. So in order to calculate X1, we have another formula where the details are known. So first we have to calculate X1 and substitute the X1 to identify S1. Similarly, calculate S2, X2 and substitute in S2. Okay. So can anyone come and substitute? Yes.
We know that from S1 we have weight and tension. We don't have distance. For distance formula, length divided by 2 minus tension into height. First of all, we want to find out that we have two heights. H1 equal to 70 meters and H2 equal to 95 meters. First of all, we want to determine common difference between this. So we minus that. Minus 70. 25 meters. By this height, we can calculate the distance of x1. And the height, we find out that 25 meters. You have that weight into length. Weight as 0.8 into length 400 meters. Now we are going to calculate that. Everyone can calculate and answer.
The answer is 114.0.
That's correct. From this we can calculate x2 distance also. For x2 we can use alternative formula length minus x1 also. From that 400 minus x1 value. From that we got answer as 285.9375. Substitute x1 and x2 value in x1 in s1 and x2 in s2 values. We got s1 answer as 4.731 and s2 sag2 value is 39.73. After substituting this value x1 and x2, we got s1 s2 values.